Hello, good evening. We're live. It's the Friday night Guns and Yellow Ribbons preview podcast. My good friend Fergus and myself tonight, we're going to take you through all the weekend's games, but we don't really care about all the other games. We just want to talk about the Arsenal v Tottenham on Sunday. It's North London Derby weekend. Come on, you Gunners, enjoy the show.
Welcome to another podcast by Guns and Yellow Ribbons. This is your Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Enjoy the show.
Evening, Trev. Evening, Trev. Should I press the button already? Oh, should we get North London for
Go for it. Just do the start. Let's do it upside down. Press it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Go on. I'm ready for it.
Lord. Arsenal. Ferg, do you know what, right? I get nervous before every game, so that's nothing different. But I love the build up to this game, right? I'm just ready for it now. But as soon as it kicks off, Ferg, I want it over. What goes on in your head, mate?
I'm absolutely crapping myself. I'm really confident, but then I don't want to be confident. I don't want to say nothing. I've made notes for all the other games, and then it came to the Arsenal game. I'm going to say nothing. I've got no notes. I've got nothing.
Oh no!
Because you just worry about jinxing anything, don't you? I've done it before, Trev, haven't I?
Of course, you worry about jinxing things. I mean, they never beat us at our place, or very rarely, you know. And I'm sure we're going to be good enough on Sunday, but you just don't want that shock result of the underdog beating the supremely better side, do you? You don't need it. So let's get it over and done with, whether it be 1-0, whether it be 10-0. I don't care. I just want to get the win, send them back off up the high road, and we'll carry on with our season. Thank you very much, Ferg.
Yeah, I was out mate. Not bad. Well, I got over the Ireland international qualifying for the playoffs, and then Tuesday came and Scotland qualified for the real thing, and then I saw who we might get drawn against, and if we beat them, who we might get drawn against there afterwards. And it really popped my balloon, really. And it flattened me down, thinking there's a long way for Ireland to go yet.
I think the Irish are going to be all right, to be honest. I mean, I don't mind it. Unlike the Welsh, the Scottish and the Irish, I don't care. I don't mind them qualifying at all. I'm not against them at all. I won't say a bad word about them. All I'll say is all the best in the qualifiers. And Ferg, I think you've got a chance in Prague against the Czech Republic. And do you know what, mate? Prague, full of about 15,000 Irishmen. Oh my God, what
Can you imagine it?
That's going to be.
There'll be no beer left. There will be no beer left.
No, it'll be a great. It'll be a great trip. I came up to London yesterday.
Then I believe if we do that, then it's Dublin against the Danes and North Macedonians.
Yeah, that's. I mean, if Scotland can beat Denmark, you can beat Denmark, mate. You know, that's all there is to it. It's that simple.
We'll tell Alex that again tomorrow.
Yeah, we will. Yeah. Be great joy. When's Alex arriving in the morning?
3:15 tomorrow afternoon. So I'll pick
up. Right. So not too late then. Nicely. Yeah. No. Nicely. Yeah, I came up to London yesterday, brought the missus up, was going to stay overnight, but I had to come back last night. Got a sale on in the Army at the moment, so I blew a few quid, but I don't care. We had a good day. We had a cracking day, actually. I mean, the Emirates is there's not many people about, is there? You know, in comparison when there's no game on. But I still get that vibe, Ferg. And I had walked round. I had my photo taken with every statue yesterday because I've not had it done. I've not done that with the statues, and I loved it. I didn't want to come away. And it's sad. I could sit there looking at that stadium, Ferg, for hours. Is that sad or
Yeah,
what?
a little, but you love it. That's all that
Yes.
matters.
You're meant to support me there. Right, look, let's get into this because there's a good game on at 8 o'clock tonight. So we'll try and get it done in an hour. Ferg, just you and me, mate. Comments are welcome. Please put your predictions in the chat. It's always lovely to see them. And any questions or any observations you've got. Ferg, Burnley against Chelsea, right? Burnley against Chelsea, the first one. Burnley lost to West Ham last time out, and Chelsea beat Wolves. So neither of them were really surprise results, I'd love Burnley to get something at home against Chelsea, mate. But I mean, and what's his name? Cole Palmer's injured, broke his pinky walking in his living room. So I'd love Burnley to get something, but I can't see it, mate. I can't see it. Can you?
My prediction says I can, but when I look at the stats, it makes it really, really difficult. Like the last meeting that they had together was a 2-2 draw for Burnley, Chelsea. But then the other two ones, both at Burnley, were 4-1 to Chelsea and 4-0 to Chelsea. Chelsea have won 8 of the 9 last Premier League games against Burnley, only drawn that one, I said. And Burnley have lost 4 of the last 6 Premier League matches, conceding 2 or more goals in those games. It's a big ask, but I do think like Burnley in the Championship were one of the best defences in the Championship.
Yeah.
Chelsea are hot and cold. I think Chelsea are possibly definitely contenders for the top 4, but I do find them going a little bit hot and cold. Carl Palmer's not going to really be a miss because he's been out since September, so they've been playing without him. I've gone for shock results. I've gone for Burnley 1-0 just because you've been around as like it's a really difficult place.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if the stadium lifts, it's all right. I mean, it never got a chance the other week against us because we took the lead and then just cruised. But when I watched a little bit back of that Burnley v Liverpool game when Liverpool just nicked the winner in the very last minute and the fans were loud and the ground was raucous and Burnley looked up for it. So you never know. Ferg, I've gone for a 2-0 win to Chelsea. I can't see anything
You're
else.
probably right.
But I hope you're right and I'm wrong, mate. I really do. So the next one then, right? Bournemouth v your lovely second club, West Ham, right? Bournemouth at home. Bournemouth coming off a loss. West Ham coming off a win, as I just said at Burnley. Ferg, now West Ham looks a bit better recently. That win at Burnley, will that raise their confidence for this visit to Bournemouth, mate?
Well, the last 2 games at home, and I think that's key. The last 2 games were at home. They beat Newcastle. Was it 3-1? I think. Yeah, it was 3-1, and they got a last-minute winner against Burnley, which was vital because I thought if it was a 6-pointer, and both of them just level on goal difference. I think Bournemouth is a tough call for them. What is it? Bournemouth are winless in the last 8 Premier League games against West Ham, drawing 5 and losing 6. And drawing 5 and losing 3. And there's what?
Bournemouth are unbeaten in their last 8 games. No, 1 in 6 and drawing 8. Come on,
I told you I'm dyslexic. Bournemouth are winless in the last 8 Premier League games against West Ham, drawing 5, losing 3. With each of the last 4 ending level, West Ham have won both the last Premier League games and are looking to win 3 in a row. The last time they've done that was in December 2023, so almost 2 years ago since they won 3 in a row. I don't think they're going to win 3 in a row, unfortunately. I think Bournemouth, with Semenyo and some good players, and surprisingly done so well considering how many players they sold in the summer.
Yeah,
I've gone for a tight game, and I've gone 2-1 to Bournemouth.
2-1 to Bournemouth. Well, do you know what, Ferg? I've gone 3-1 to Bournemouth, so we're not far out there, mate. We're not far out, but I could really do with Bournemouth form starting to drop off now coming over Christmas because it's our first game in the new year, isn't it? Bournemouth away, so could do with them losing a bit of form now and actually playing absolute pants. And so we both got Bournemouth to win.
Got a
I
few
don't
predictions
really
in the chat. Only slowly coming in. Ronnie's gone 3-0 to Chelsea for the first game, and he's gone for a draw for Bournemouth. And Trevor's gone for a 3-1 win to Bournemouth. So get your predictions in the chat.
Yeah, get them in, because when there's only two of us, your predictions help us keep it flowing. You know what I mean? And Ronnie, you're not helping by putting two scores on one chat, mate, because my friend Fergus, that will confuse him greatly at one stage during this show.
I am Irish.
You can guarantee he'll say Burnley are going to beat Bournemouth or something, or Chelsea.
Or I might even say Brighton are going to be playing Brentwood this week.
Oh my Lord, no, you can't say that. Talking of Brighton and Brentford.
Yes.
Next one on the list, Ferg. I like both of these teams, right? I got no malice towards them at all. Brighton are coming off a really boring draw at Palace. I watched that game. Oh my God, it was a boring draw. And Brentford, though, are coming off a great win beating Newcastle. So Brentford's tail should be up. Brighton drew at Palace, but Welbeck's been playing really well for Brighton, you know. Oh, I think that Brighton might just nick this, Ferg. What do you reckon, mate?
I think you're probably right. Brentford struggle against Brighton, especially away. They're winless in the last 4 games, drawing 2 and losing 2. The last time they won is when they were in the Championship and they played each other, and they won 2-0 against Brighton in 2016. So it's been a while.
Yeah,
Brighton, I think, are the better side. I think I'm surprised Brentford have done as well as they have without Thomas Frank, the manager. I didn't think he was going to be. I didn't think he was going to be great. He's done okay. Okay.
Indeed.
But I think Brighton at home with the Amex are really, really hard. They're unbeaten in the last 9 Premier League games at the Amex, winning 5 and drawing 4. I've gone for 3-1 to Brighton.
You've gone for 3-1 to Brighton. I've gone for 1-0 to Brighton, Ferg. Do you know Brighton are missing James Milner, right? And I was thinking about Milner earlier. What a servant to football he's been, that boy, eh? Tough as old boots, still getting on the field. And I think Brighton miss him, actually. And but I still think they'll have enough just about to beat Brentford.
You know, Brighton have got a good mixture, though, haven't they? They've got a good mixture of journeymen like Milner and Welbeck and so on.
Yeah.
And then some young, unknown talent that their scouting team find. And, you know, they end up churning them. How many did they sell to Chelsea for fortunes? You know, even Trossard came from, you know, virtual oblivion. And then we got him and he's done great for us.
Yeah, exactly. So, do you know, it's funny you should say that, mate, because I look at there's off the top of my head, Brighton, Brentford, Bournemouth, and even Fulham, them 4 teams, and maybe 1 or 2 others. They've got a habit of, you think they're going to be in trouble, and they find players that just lift them a bit, don't they? Players that you've either never heard of or you think might be past their sell-by date, and they keep performing. So good luck to them. Good luck to them, mate.
Got some more predictions in the chat. We have got Brentford 2. Brighton 2, Brentford 1.
Hang on, stop there.
Ronnie, he's confused me already.
1 score. Ronnie's only put 1 score in, and he's
already confused me. Trevor's gone 1-1. Christoph's done 3 scores to rightly confuse me. He's gone Chelsea 3-0. He's gone a draw for Bournemouth, West Ham, and he's gone Brighton 2-0. We've got Jerry. He's gone 2-0 to Brighton. A draw from Arnie and a draw from Gareth. 1-1 for both of them.
Nobody has gone for a Brentford win away then. Yeah, no one's gone for a Brentford win away, but who knows? Listen, just before we move on to the next one, Ferg, Fulham v Sunderland, right? I'm just wondering, it's North London Derby weekend. Is Bad Ronnie going to appear in the chat? Is he going to be lurking in the undergrowth, waiting to stick his head up? People that don't know, we've got a good Ronnie Lamb, who's a great man, great friend of the show, and becoming rapidly a great friend of Fergus and myself. A wonderful man, Ronnie. And then we've got Bad Ronnie, the Tottenham fan, who does nothing wrong, comes in here for a chat, and he's actually grown on me. So, Bad Ronnie, if you're out there, mate, we're going to be on our game last. Stick your head above the parapet and take what you've got coming, my son, because you're going to get a beating.
He's gone for a Brentford win, but hasn't given us a score. So that doesn't really count. You have to give a score.
Yeah. Heath, you're sitting on the fence there. You're sitting on the fence now. I'm not having none of it. I nearly reached for a yellow card, Heath, then, but because you're a friend of the show, we'll let it off this final warning, right? You know,
it's because you haven't got a yellow card.
when Pierre Luigi Collina used to look at you like that, you know, final warning, you know, and his eyes used to come out of his head. Scary, man.
Okay, you scared him. He's gone 2-1 to Brentford.
Thank you, Heath. Thank you, Heath. Right, Ferg. Fulham v Sunderland, mate. I'm not going to say anything about this. You lead in, Ferg. Fulham v Sunderland.
Well, Everton beat Fulham at the Hill Dickinson Stadium 2-0 on their last outing, and Sunderland obviously drew 2-2 with us a couple of weeks ago. Mind you, does not feel like a long time ago. Fulham did beat Sunderland at the Stadium of Light 3-2 in the FA Cup, and then it was a draw on a 2-1. So for me, I think Fulham edged this. Of the teams that you mentioned, like the Brighton, Brentfords, Fulhams, and so on, I think they're probably, and the Bournemouths, they're probably the weakest of the sides. We played them a few weeks back, probably a month or so back, and I didn't see them as really great opponents. They didn't really offer a lot. They got some great players, and they got, you know, Iwobi, who's come into his own. They got Smith Rowe. They got Leno. Again, all improved since since they left Arsenal. Fulham are unbeaten in the last 10 Premier League games against newly promoted opponents. They've won 5 and drawn 5, winning their last 3 in a row. Sunderland have won the last Premier League away game in London against Chelsea. That shock result about a month ago, 2-1 against Chelsea in October. But they haven't won back-to-back away games in the capital since March 2001. Yes, they've been in the Championship. I don't think they're coming down to London and going away with 3 points, I'm afraid. I think it's going to be a really tight, not a very interesting game. I think it's going to be 1-0 Fulham.
1-0 Fulham. Do you know what, Ferg? I'm glad you mentioned the Arsenal players, because I was thinking earlier, we could almost put a team out with the combined ex-Arsenal players in these two sides, couldn't we?
Yes.
But because Sunderland is still fresh in the memory from a couple of weeks ago, I think that Danny Ballard has turned out to be a fine young player. Now, I'm not saying he'd get near our squad, because obviously we've got possibly the best defence in Europe, maybe even bigger than that. But Danny Ballard is a very confident, big, strong young man, and he's got Xhaka playing in front of him, who plays against us. He plays a strange role, Xhaka. He actually, for 90% of the game, stuck to the middle of the field. He didn't go too far forward. He didn't go too far. Box to box, you know. And I think them two make Sunderland a much better side, Ferg. And as much as I like Fulham, and I don't mind, I like Smith Rowe, and I like Iwobi, and I like Leno, I think Sunderland are going to nick a result here, Ferg. I've gone 2-1 to Sunderland at Fulham. I
think Jerry's got a good point, really, on the Sunderland side. The physicality of Sunderland might be too strong for Fulham. May well be. And as you mentioned, Granit Xhaka was just like immense for them, absolutely immense.
Yeah, a lot of people got upset with the way he celebrated a bit, but after the game and the way he bent over one of our players when he was down.
Well, hang on. We'll refer back to last Monday when Ian Allison was talking about when he played for Arsenal, got Arsenal to the League Cup final the following year. He's with Luton and he's had to celebrate with his teammates. If you're with your teammates and you're a team, you celebrate together, even though he's an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, I agree exactly. And Xhaka is a highly strong man, as we found out, mostly to our cost in his early days at Arsenal, because he couldn't get down the field. He's a very highly strong lad. And when they went round the pitch afterwards, in fairness to Granit Xhaka, when he actually walked past our end, he wasn't jumping about. He actually clapped, you know. And then when he got past us around the side, then he was dancing about again. I've got no problem with it. No problem at all, Ferg. But we disagree here. It's not often we disagree, because we have a lovely love affair, don't we? You've gone for the home win. I've gone for the away win. It'll probably be a draw, Ferg, to be honest. Probably be a draw. And I must give the warning here, anyone that's new watching, thank you firstly, thank you for watching. We do appreciate you coming to listen. Don't pay too much attention to our predictions. Don't go putting your life savings on our predictions, because they're very likely going to be wrong. We're here to have a bit of fun, and at the end of the show, do the best bit of the night, talk about the mighty Arsenal. Ferg, Liverpool v Forest, right? Liverpool got battered at Man City, make no doubt about it. They can moan about Van Dijk's goal as much as they want. Liverpool got absolutely found out at Man City.
It could have been 6-0 by the time that goal went in anyway.
It easy could. It easy could. And Man City, you know, where are we? Hang on. And Forest won at Leeds or beat Leeds, didn't they? It was at Forest, I think. I can't remember.
It was at Forest. Yeah, they won 3-1 at City Ground. Yeah.
So Forest beat Leeds. Something in the back of my head is saying Forest might still have the new manager influence and might go and get something out of the game there, Ferg.
Well, looking at the last 3 meetings between the two, the last one they drew 1-1. The previous one, Forest won away at Anfield, and that's what stopped them having their unbeaten run and their first goal they conceded and so on. And that it didn't stop them going on to win the league, but Liverpool then won 1-0 when they met again later in the season. Liverpool lost the exact the same fixture 1-0. The only league game in which they failed to score all last season. And Forest have lost the last 6 Premier League away games against the reigning champions on an aggregate score of 24-2.
Oh, so you're not giving Forest much chance then, Ferg?
I think it'll be a tight game. I do think it'll be a tight game. I think Liverpool aren't great at the minute, but if they can gel and get things going right, I think they'll get enough at Anfield with the loudspeakers and stuff like that. I've gone for Liverpool 2-1.
They do turn them loudspeakers up, don't they? They really do.
Yep.
I'm just looking. I've not looked at the injury list yet. And Forest have got Douglas Luiz, Wood and Zinchenko out, which is a massive part of their setup. But I'm still thinking something in my head is saying to me, Forest gets something out of this game. So what did you go, Ferg? Sorry?
I went Liverpool 2, Forest 1.
Liverpool 2, Forest 1. I'm not far away from you. I've gone 2-2. I think Forest might get something at Liverpool. So hopefully they do, because we like to see Liverpool drop points.
And a mixed bag in the chat. You got 2-1 Forest, you got 3-1 Liverpool, you got 1-0 Forest, you've got draws, 2-0s. Yeah, so a mixed bag again. So they're as qualified as we are.
Yeah. Yeah, but we for about 5 seconds each show we sound intelligent, Ferg. You know?
Oh, we do. We've done our research. I actually sat here for an hour and a half.
Yeah,
and done my research.
And I've got me. That's why my head keeps turning this way, because I've got me second screen with all my notes on here. I'm posh me, you know. It's all there. It's all ready for me to look at. Mate, listen, right?
I've got 5 screens.
I know, but
you've been in my office. You know what it's like.
Yeah. I've never been in your office, to be honest.
Have you not?
No, I've never set foot in there. No, honestly, mate.
Oh, all right. Honestly, next time you come down, you look in.
All right then, mate. Listen, right, and I'm sorry for Wolves fans, but the only way I can describe Wolves at the minute is woeful Wolves, right? They're really struggling, aren't they? You know, they're really struggling. Lost to Chelsea last time out, which we all expected. At home to Palace, who had that bore draw with Brighton. Boy, by God, I said it already. I say it again. That was a boring game of football to watch, and it cost me my acca because I think I had Palace to beat them. I think Palace are going to go to Wolves and be just too strong. I think that Wolves, unless they find some energy from somewhere, Ferg, are not going to beat Palace, mate.
Listen, Wolves are just... I think they'll probably get relegated by Christmas, like Derby did a few years back. They have got a new manager. Is it Edwards? What's his first name? Is it...
Oh yeah, they nicked him off Middlesbrough, didn't they? I can't remember.
Yes, he's an ex Wolves player, and he was at Middlesbrough doing well at Middlesbrough, saying how much he loved Middlesbrough and they were building a family and everything else. And then as soon as Wolves came crying, he jumped into the Premier League. But
it was off.
Yeah. So Wolves lost away, as you said, 3-0 to Palace and to Chelsea, and they got absolutely battered by Chelsea, and Chelsea didn't play well. Palace drew in that boring 0-0 draw at home to Brighton. The last 3 fixtures between these two teams was 4-2 to Palace, 2-2 at Molineux and 3-1 at Palace, 2 Palace.
Yeah.
So out of 9 points, Palace have taken 7, and I cannot see them dropping 3 points at Wolves. Regardless, I've gone the same score as Trevor. I've gone 3-0, 3-0 away win to Palace.
Do you know what? And Palace have got, as you say, great Mark Guehi back.
Guehi, yeah.
Guehi, he's back. So he's only going to strengthen their defence. I've been a bit kinder to Wolves. I've gone for a 1-0 win to Palace. But I do feel for them Wolves fans at the moment because they're paying a lot of money for their tickets now at Wolves and they're not getting value for it. So, hopefully they'll pick up and we'll see a bit of a battle at the bottom of the league. Where are we, Ferg? Next one, Newcastle. 5:30 kickoff. Newcastle v Manchester City. Newcastle coming off that loss to Brentford. Man City coming off that walk in the park versus Liverpool. Coming back into form, Manchester City, they didn't look that good. They're coming back into form. Still only really, I know others are scoring, but Haaland's banging all their goals in for them, so I don't know what they're going to do if he gets injured. Where am I? But Newcastle
City have scored in the last 33 Premier League games at against Newcastle. I do think it will be difficult at Newcastle. Only 3 teams have beaten Newcastle at St James's Park. The Arsenal, Liverpool and Barcelona. So, it's you have the champions elect and European superweights in Barcelona beating them. Did you hear what I've done there? Did you?
Yeah, I did. You're very good.
Yeah. Move on. Let's move on.
No, I just had half an eye on this comment from Heath, Ferg. Eddie, is Eddie Howe's job at risk at Newcastle?
I don't know, but he's not doing very well at the minute, is he? Where are they in the league? I think they're. I've not even looked at the league.
I'm not sure. No, I've not looked at the league. You keep talking. I'll look at the league. Go on, you talk.
They're 14th in the league, only winning 3 games, drawing 3 and losing 5, and a -3 goal difference. So they're not doing great. They sold their biggest asset in Isak. And they brought in the German lad, who's doing okay, but he's not brilliant.
Really? I like him, Ferg.
Do you?
Yeah, honestly, I do, mate. Yeah, I just, for a big lad, he doesn't play like a Peter Crouch. He's got better ball control and he gets his head on the ball. I'm not saying Crouch was absolutely rubbish, but I'm not going to try and say his name, Ferg. But I actually quite like him.
I just say Walmart because he's Waldemart or something like that. So Walmart will do for me.
Yeah, Voldemort. So Ferg, who's going to win?
I've gone. Nobody's going to win. I've gone for a 1-1 draw, a bit like Chris. I've gone for a 1-1 draw. Last time out, Newcastle lost 3-1 to Brentford, as we know, and City got battered by Liverpool. But it was 4-0 at City. And it was 2-0 at City. But when they were at St James's Park, in the middle of those 2 games, it was 1-1. And I think it's going to be a repeat of that. I think Newcastle, the crowd, you know what they're like. They're very bloody noisy.
Yeah.
And they will build an atmosphere up there. And, Pope is a really decent keeper. They've got some really decent players. And, Eddie is under pressure, I think. And he will need to get them up for this game. Our questions will start to be asked off him, not immediately, but I do think there will be some questions. But I've gone for a 1-1 draw.
I think that if the Newcastle midfield concentrating more on trying to kick the ball and not kicking other teams' players, they'd probably be a better football team, to be honest, Ferg. I think much the same as you, and people out there, we don't compare before we come on here, but I've gone for a 2-2 draw. I have. So we're both sitting on the fence. In looking at the comments, Ferg, others are saying, well, we've got all 3 different results. We've got a City win, we've got a Newcastle win, we've got draws, got everything in there, Ferg. So, might be a good game to watch, actually, Saturday night before we, as a little cheap starter before the main match the following day.
Alex will have arrived in from Denmark. We'll crack open a few beers, probably get a takeaway, and sit down in my kitchen with the TV on there, nice big TV, and we'll probably watch that tomorrow evening, and the wife can have Netflix.
People out there watching this show now, let me translate what Fergus just said to you, right? Translated, that means as soon as Alex arrives, he's off to the pub to get legless, and he won't be home until the early hours, and then he'll have to get up Sunday with an headache. That's what that translates to.
I don't do it. I don't do early hours. I'd what you call a big one with my brothers on Tuesday night. Went down London, met up for a few beers, and I was still in bed before 12. So
wow,
and I was shattered for 2 days afterwards.
Yeah. But do you know what, Ferg? I don't mind them early starts, mate. You know, early start, early finish on a beer. That does me at my age, mate. It really does. Right, how long have we got? Oh, we're all right, Ferg. We're 30 minutes in, and we've got a couple more games to talk about, and then we'll move on to the Christmas dinner of the weekend, the main course of the weekend. Leeds v Villa, Ferg. Leeds are coming off a loss to Forest. Villa beat Bournemouth. Villa away. I'm going to say, right, that I think Leeds are going to beat Villa at home. I can't see Villa beating Leeds at their place. I think Leeds are going to start to find a bit of form now, Ferg.
Yeah, I think Villa, where they had a really stuttery start to the season, and people were asking about his Unai Emery being found out a little bit. He had some discontentment in the camp by all accounts. I think they've come good. As you said, 4-0 last weekend against Bournemouth. I thought maybe the European football was interfering, like the cup fixtures and everything else. But they're doing really, really well. Leeds, Ellen Road, do you know what Ellen Road's like? Christ, it's proper old-fashioned ground, and the Leeds fans get up for it. It was really, really nice. Vile, nasty, nasty place.
Do you know, mate, every time I go to Leeds away, their fans think I'm in the financial industry, they do, because they keep calling me a Cockney banker. Right? Well, I think that's what they call me. What they call me. But yeah, they're a strange bunch. They
think we're a bunch of bankers, don't they?
Love it. So who's going to win this game, Ferg? Come on.
It's got to be Villa, hasn't it? It's got to be Villa. I've gone 3-1 to Villa.
Oh wow.
Good home away win for Villa. As again, Ronnie, we're starting to, that Villa are gaining momentum, and he's gone 2-0. You got 3-2 from Heath going for a Leeds win. You've got Crush Conkey going for 2-1 to Leeds, and Trevor Bibbins going 2-1 to Villa. Anybody else? Yeah, a draw here from Christoph, and a Leeds win. So it looks like the majority of people are going for a Leeds win. And Heath agrees with me, it's a horrible place to go.
I am 2-0. I'm going 2-0 Leeds. I just fancy Leeds to win. It's a horrible place to go, Heath, but I don't mind it. It's one of the few grounds that actually has a decent bar area in it, and the beer's good. It's really always a good pint in Leeds' ground, and that gets me. I'm done. I'm happy then. I'm happy with that. Really am happy. So, Ferg, we disagree greatly. I'm going for a home win by 2 goals. You're going for an away win by 2 goals. It'll probably be a draw in that case, mate, at the end of the day. Let's talk about the other Sunday game before ours, right? Let me just. No,
it's a Monday game. It's a Monday.
Oh, the Monday game. Excuse me. The Monday game.
8 o'clock.
Yeah. Go on, Ferg. Man United v Everton. Come on, Everton.
Yeah, well, you've got a soft spot for Everton. If I was to choose a Liverpool team to support, I'd choose Everton over Liverpool. I like Goodison. Unfortunately, I can't get a ticket, and I haven't got the available time to visit their new stadium this time. I'm hoping we get them in the Cup, maybe, and then away in the Cup or the League Cup, and then can get up to the stadium with a big crowd up there. But my brothers are Man United fans. So I love to see them sad, and I want to see Man United lose. And Man United drew the last time to Tottenham 2-2 with that late goal, which Richarlison was crying when he took his shirt off, which was hilarious. And Everton beat Fulham 2-0 at home. The fact that it's at Old Trafford, I think that will make it a little bit harder for Everton. The last 3 meetings was 2-2 at Old Trafford, 2-2 at Goodison, and 4-0 at Old Trafford. Manchester United won the last 4 Premier League games at home, more than they've won in the last 13 previous games with Man United. So they look like they're turning the corner a little bit under Amarin. And Everton don't like a Monday night. Yeah, they're winless in their last 9 Premier League games on a Monday night since a 2-1 win against Arsenal in December 2021. Yeah, so I've gone 2-1 to United.
Yeah,
wash my mouth out.
But do you know what, mate? Unfortunately, I'm with you. I've gone for a Man United win 2-0. I think they'll be too strong at home, but oh God, I don't mind Everton. I love a trip to Everton. I've never seen a bigger contrast between two sides of a city. You go to the red side of Liverpool, and it's not the most pleasant of trips, you know. And they're all over social media. The Liverpool fans, just you can't even sneeze, and they're on you. Whereas the Everton fans always get on really well with them. You know, they're a great bunch. I've always had a laugh with them. As people know, I collect programs, so I've got thousands of programs in the filing cabinet you can see over my shoulder. And I bought a load this week, and there was three old Everton programs in there, Ferg. And I'm going to take them up there with me when we go to Everton on the 20th of December. And I'm going to give them the first young lad I see in a blue scarf. I'll ask him if he
and he go, hey, fuck off! What do I want them
for? No, that's the red side. That's the red side. The blue side will be all right. Yeah. But you know, it's while we're on Everton, mate, as I said, I've gone for Man United to beat Everton 2-0. I'm looking forward to going to their new ground, but what a cock up that's been, eh? I mean, it was moved to the 21st. All the Arsenal fans bought their train tickets, you know, sorted out their journeys. And then because we got Palace to play, they move it back to the 20th, which completely ruins their bookings. Not only is it moved back to the 20th, it's moved back to an 8 p.m. kickoff on the 20th. The last Saturday before Christmas in Liverpool. I've been in Liverpool on the last Saturday before Christmas.
I have for work stews, and it's manic.
It's lively, to say the least. Yeah. It's a great night, in fairness, but it is absolutely mental. Stick 50
and the other
football fans.
The other thing is, the other thing is as well. The last train back to London is at 8:12, 12 minutes after kickoff.
Yeah,
the last train. Yeah. The club, in fairness, are putting coaches on a £10 fee, just to make sure people don't just book a slot and not turn up. A £10 fee to do the return journey, but that's a 6-hour coach journey. 10 o'clock at night, getting back to London at 3-4 o'clock in the morning. I just couldn't do it.
You see, as you know, Ferg, as people out there know, I'm lucky. I've got relatives in the northwest. I'll just go up and stay there. But it's not just London fans. We have fans come to watch the Arsenal from not just all corners of the UK, all corners of the planet. Will have booked trips. All them lads we know from Ireland, you know, wonderful lads, all have to book their flights, you know. So it really is difficult. Liverpool is going to be mental.
You know, I get sometimes a heads up to when games are going to be announced a little bit before they come out officially. And I did give everyone the heads up that was going to be the 2 o'clock on Sunday game. People, as you said, book flights and accommodation, trains, planes and automobiles, whatever. And then it moved. But what people don't realise behind the scenes is this Palace game, because it's a 2-legged game, semi-final, has created a real problem. There was even talk of us playing that Palace game, which we're on the 23rd, on Christmas Eve.
It's a quarter-final, Ferg. It's not a semi-final.
No. It's because the semi-final is 2-legged, Trev. Because if that was a 1-legged game, maybe at a neutral ground, they could have bumped it into January. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, I get what you mean now. Well, I think I get what you mean. It's difficult sometimes, but I think I'm getting there.
You're used to it by now. You're used to it.
At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, they don't care when they put these games on or when they move into, because they know we love our football clubs greatly, dearly, and we'll find a way. You know, we'll find a way. And we will. The tickets have sold out to Arsenal fans. We'll all go up there. We'll all probably have a great night out in Liverpool with all the Scousers and get back to London somehow that evening or the following day. Yeah. But anyway,
I'm enjoying this chat, Trev. Really am. 40 minutes in, we're going to talk about Arsenal shortly. But before we do, as we always do, we always put. Oh, did I? I know you too well. Go on, go off you go. I'll press the buttons.
Do you know what, Ferg? No, I'm astonished because I'm not astonished because we think a lot. I was just going to say before we move on to talk about the mighty Arsenal, Fergie, you're going to have a chat and put the banner up. Yeah, there you go, mate.
Yeah, to be honest, I stopped for a quick beer in a different pub. There was a funeral going on in my local pub today, and I stopped for a quick pint, and I bumped into a new guy I didn't know before, and he's a Tottenham fan. We're talking about the game and so on. And I mentioned I do a podcast, and I said that I was going to do this tonight, and we're looking at the predictions of the games and everything else. And I was speaking to him, and he said, "Oh, I love listening to Talk Sport." And I said, "Well, we do a podcast." He said, "Oh, what's your podcast called? What's it about?" And I said, "Oh, he said listening to the radio and listening to podcasts helped him because he works as a tradesman. He's on his own a lot of the time, so he's sitting in the car from early hour in the morning to early hours in the evening, and listening to people on these sort of shows and Talk Sport really helped him for his mental health." And then I mentioned, so funny enough, we mentioned about Andy's Man Club on the podcast every episode. And he went, "I know Andy's Man Club. I heard about it on Talk Sport. I think that's fantastic that you do." And I mentioned that, it's not just suicide prevention, but that suicide had touched many of us who were involved in the show. And he said, "Yeah, funnily enough," he said, "I lost my dad when he was 8." And it was just like, wow. And this is why we take this couple of minutes just to share that if anybody's struggling, Monday, 7:00, go online. I know we're normally on the podcast on Monday, 7:00, but it's far more important that you look after your head and your mental health. Go find an Andy's Man Club local to you.
Yeah, especially this time of year, Ferg. It's a time of year when a lot of people get sad, and it's understandable. But there are people you can talk to, and it does help to talk. It's good to talk, Ferg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. You know how it gets me, mate. You know how it gets me. Now, just before we move on to our game, Ronnie Lamb has just reminded me, good Ronnie, that it is indeed Alan Smith's birthday today. Happy
friend
birthday.
Of the show.
Friend of the show, yeah. So happy birthday, Smudger. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for scoring that goal in Copenhagen. And all the best. Have a great day.
Right. Arsenal v that lot.
Take a deep
Still no sign of him.
No, is Bad Ronnie going to pop up now?
This is where we get him. This is where we get him.
Yeah.
Listen, all I've got is Arsenal drew away at Sunderland 2-2. Man United had the same score against Spurs in our last games out. The last 3 games, Arsenal have won 2-1 at home, 1-0 away, and 3-2 away. That's all I prepped because I don't want to jinx it any further. How you touched on it earlier. How are you feeling about it? Look, we're not going to have Gabriel. We're probably not going to have Gyökeres. What do you do with the Gabriel situation? Then you got the Calafiori situation.
Well, I'm hopeful about Gyökeres. We'll see. Right, look, Gabriel. Right, I've seen some really a big cross section of comments about Gabriel this week. Some are like saying, "Oh, we're desperate. We'll miss him. We'll miss him. We'll miss him. What are we going to do?" Others are saying we've got a big squad. We've got cover for him. And I think both of those takes are understandable, Ferg, because we've got Hincapi and Mosquera and Ben White can play, and Calafiori. They can all play centre half, and they're all very capable of filling in. I think it'll be Mosquera, to be honest. I genuinely do, that comes in for him. And as much as we'll miss Gabriel's threats in other areas of the field, I think we've got enough. I really think we've got enough. Interestingly, I've just looked at, I don't know what, David Raya, Ferg. This is how good our defence has been, right? He's produced 7 clean sheets this season, Raya, right? Far and away above any other goalkeeper in the league. But he hasn't collected a save point, whatever that is, since week 1, right? Raya hasn't collected a save point since week 1. Is that I don't know what that is. Must be something they do with the BBC.
Well, it's going to be difficult for him to get a save point. This is some Americanism or some media thing. Nobody had a shot on target first for 9 games. So how's he going to save something?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
he's going to get his hand to the ball when it's not a shot on target. So that's what he hasn't faced many shots on target, Trevor, and we know that. The first real shots on target we had were from we had a set piece at Newcastle. We had Haaland score a counter-attack goal. We had the wonder goal from Slabasai at Liverpool, and then the other 2 goals that we've conceded were from Sunderland, with the first ones who really tried to play it as an open play. Because City, even though Haaland scored that great goal, they turned up a Stoke City, not Man City, so...
How did we let 2 in at Sunderland, Ferg? How did it happen? I mean, I praised Sunderland after the game. As people know, right, I do me little clips before and after the games, and I will continue to do them for as long as there's people out there on social media calling my wonderful team out and talking down about my wonderful team that I support just to make money. I'll keep doing the opposite. I don't do it for money. I do it because I love my football club, and I will always find a positive note. But Sunderland was hard to take.
Mate, I put it all down to the manager, and occasionally he does make poor tactical substitutions. And in that case, rather than putting Ethan Nwaneri on, he put on a defender. And I honestly think if he had kept with the more front foot approach rather than shutting up shop, although I do think Declan Rice was on his arse. He had a great game and a great battle with Granit Xhaka as well. So that's why I think he just went pragmatic. I know it was the 88th minute, but there was another 15 minutes or 10 minutes of injury time.
You see, I think that putting it all on our managers is a bit heavy from my perspective. I mean,
well, somebody's got to take responsibility.
He made the wrong. Sometimes it's just football, Ferg. Sometimes it's just a game of football, right? When you think about how good our defence has been, he probably thought that putting another one on would make it fantastic. But and Ronnie's put here. But I had this chat with Ronnie earlier in the week. If you take off the Eze, or you're taking away one of the outlet players that's going to move the ball with his feet quickly up the field, so you're inviting more pressure. So I can agree with you, Ferg, and I can disagree with you all in one go. You know what I'm like, mate, you know.
But I'm not slagging off Arteta. I'm not going like
I know you're out and all that.
I'm being constructive. Do you know that this is the first game since 2014 that Harry Kane and Son will not be playing? Either one of them will not be playing for Tottenham.
Yeah. But they didn't improve their record. I mean, Kane had a habit of scoring against us, but
that was normally because he dived in the box.
Yeah, we managed to win most of them games. And the way Son used to come over and stir the Arsenal fans up used to frustrate me a little bit. He's got every right to do it. I know I shouldn't get wound up by it, but I do, because I think you don't need to do that, you know. But then Ian Wright gave me the greatest pleasure of my life. Not Ian Wright, Terry Henry, you know. Give me the greatest pleasure.
I start this one. I've not checked it out, and somebody who's watching can say. But Spurs have not won one league game in 32 years at the Arsenal. I don't know if that's true or not, but I know it's been a while. That they don't normally take all 3 points from there. They've done 4-4 draws and stuff like that. But yeah,
when did they come back and win 3-2? I can't remember. Don't want to remember it. Don't care. Now, since
that was at New Stadium.
Yeah, well, that's what you said.
That was the 3-2. That was the 3-2. Yeah, I remember. That was the first game at the new stadium.
Right. Okay. Ferg.
Yeah.
The one thing that worries me, right, is that Declan Rice is just playing. Oh, I haven't got words to describe how good Declan Rice is at the moment, right? He's that good, right? But he's played every game for England during this international break. He runs his socks off up and down the field. And he's our talisman at the moment, right? For me, he's key to us, what we do. Can he keep going like this, Ferg?
Yeah, I can. I think he can, because one, he's super fit. I And I think this game of all games, if you're even on 50%, you're going to be flying. He is one of the few players where we come along and say, "Oh well, Saliba got injured against Liverpool, but Mascara came in and it was like nothing even changed." Gabriel, Kivior last season, I think we'll have even better in the sense of Mascara or Hincapié or even Calafiori can play in that centre half position, as you said, to back him up. So we do have backup players in all positions, with the exception of probably Declan Rice's position. Yes, you could put Mourinho in there, but he's a bit of a Swiss Army knife for us in that midfield forward area. To be honest, this next week for him is huge. We've got Spurs and Bayern at home, and then we've got Chelsea away. So it's going to be huge. Yeah, absolutely huge. There's something here from the North Bank podcast, another podcast from Stefan and the lads over there. He's watching, so thanks very much, sharing the love and everything else. He said there's no one in the Spurs team to fear, but the way that Frank has them set up away from home could prove tricky. Their away record, they haven't lost a game, I think, away from home. Their away record is quite good, and it's way better than the home record because they've got a horrible atmosphere in that stadium.
Yeah. Firstly, that stadium, I've seen Tottenham fans this week, because the chat's been all about it this week, the derby, saying that Spurs have got a better stadium than the Arsenal. Are we sad? I don't care. I wouldn't care if we played it on the park across the road from me. You know, it's the trophies I want to see us win, and we haven't won trophies that I wanted us to win for a good while now. A good while, talking about the Premier League and the FA Cup, but Tottenham's is far longer, and that's the key to it all. That's the key to it all. So having a big ground doesn't make you a big club.
But Thomas Frank is a decent manager, and we saw him how well he was doing at Brentford. His first game in the Premier League was against Arsenal. Me and you were at that game, and we lost 2-1. He managed the game quite well, although we did have COVID. We had, I think, with Ethan Nwaneri and Balogun up top for Lacazette. And
he's a decent man, Frank Ferg, but I've heard bad things about his mother, mate. To be honest, I've heard bad things about his mother.
Okay, let's leave it there for a score. I think we might sing a song about. That was incoming. You could hear it coming in.
I think that if Gyökeres don't play, we've got Mourinho up front. Unless
Kai Havertz is not ready. The Nagelsmann, the German manager, said he's not ready yet. But
unless Odegaard comes back and he wants to put him in the side, because we've got to admit Odegaard's been a big miss.
Well, Odegaard had a good. He played both games for Norway.
Yeah, did he? I didn't know that.
Yes, yeah, he played both games for Norway.
So he's fit in match practice. So would he put Trossard through the middle if Odegaard plays, Ferg?
Hey, you could put Trossard through the middle, or could you put Nwaneri up top? Could you put Saka through the middle and
too good?
I'll tell you who you could possibly put up the top. Actually, just thinking aloud, you could possibly play Eze and Odegaard and have Eze on front of Odegaard.
Yeah, you could. It might work. You could play Gyökeres up front. You never know with Arteta. He keeps a little trick up his sleeve.
I think this could be the trick. I think that could be the trick on the bench, because he's been apparently quite active in training and he's almost ready. Jonathan is saying that Odegaard didn't play; he just travelled. I thought he played. Sorry, I misread it. So,
anyone watching this show, I'm really, really sorry about Fergus making the balls up there. And he wouldn't be going to Yellow Ribbons if he didn't, would he? Thank you for correcting us. So,
yeah, he didn't play both. He didn't play both games, so there you go.
How did Odegaard play then, Ferg? What do you reckon to Odegaard? Is he fit or what?
No, I don't know. I'm not the manager. Should we cut out that last bit and we just snip it together for that? So anybody's looking at the replay.
We'll snip it out, yeah. Ferg, I honestly don't think it matters who we play. If we play to our level, we're better across the park in all areas than Tottenham.
The thing that's most important, though, that anybody going to the stadium tomorrow, on Sunday, get in early. I know Ashburton Army are doing a march from the Eaglet down underneath the tunnel into the stadium. They're leaving the Eaglet at 3, so they'll get to the stadium for about 3:30. But again, we in Block 5, Block 6 are planning to be in the stadium before 3:30. Try and build up the atmosphere. Build it up like this.
Who's the fat geezer walking through the middle there?
Hello, Trevor. Both of you. Trev, it is really key that people are in participating. You look at all those people with the clapping hands. You got Dan up on the shoulders of somebody. There's another girl up on the shoulders. Get involved. Put your phones down. Pick up your beers. Sing, and be in your seats about 10 minutes before the game, because the clock end are doing a display and a T-phone. I think there's lots of stuff happening around the stadium. Some of it's leaked. Not all of it's come out, but it's important, Trevor. It really does make a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, people that are going to the game, there's going to be some good stuff on Sunday. There really is. I've got every confidence in it. Not going to say any more than that, but it'll be worth getting in there 15 minutes before kickoff and getting in your place. That I just watching Dan on them shoulders there. You know, Sam normally picked me up, didn't he? But Sam's told me that now I've lost all my weight and I'm a bit fitter, I've got to try and pick him up. So I've got a bit of a panic on. Got a little bit of a panic on about that. But look, Ferg.
Stefan is talking about Polly. That wasn't Polly on the shoulders. That was the Polly one was a little while back, and she had her on her. That was her hen do. She went out with drinks with people beforehand, and then she came to the stadium. I think it was one of the last games of the season, and she had her veil on with all the players down the back of it. That was absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Good remembrance.
Yeah. Do you know what? Right, we have some great times around there, and I'm not getting heavy here, but you know, going to a game of football wherever you go. I went to Fleetwood last week, right? It don't matter whatever's going on bad in the world. It don't matter whoever's fighting who in a war. It don't matter whatever religion's falling out with whatever, right? When you walk through them turnstiles, right, that's all gone away. That's all gone away because you're with all like-minded people, right? And they all get together because we've got one sole goal of being in there to watch our great football team, you know. And I think a lot of people in the press in particular that pick on football fans at the slightest opportunity need to look at how football fans behave inside football stadiums, because nothing is the Arsenal is a better example than ever. You've got people from every walk of life, religions, you know, ethnicity, old, young, middle-aged, women,
young
kids, and we all get on, Ferg. Everyone gets on. They're all
young Jude who's been quite ill at times, and he's come there in his wheelchair, and we brought him into the middle of the circle. It's brilliant. We've everybody from people who don't like noise, but they're jumping in because they love the activity. It's brilliant. Listen, Trevor, you need to give your score because I need to give mine, and then I need to get down and get some dinner.
I'm going. Do you know what? Right, there's only one score with the Arsenal I'll get right a lot, right? And I'm hoping it's more than this, but I'm going 1-0 to the Arsenal, Ferg. Because most of the time when I say 1-0, we win. So I'm going 1-0 to the Arsenal.
I worry that we might concede a goal, but I'm going to say we won't. And I'm going 2-0 Arsenal. 2-0 Arsenal. Right. So I am confident, but I am nervous. One quick question before we finish up. This, and I don't want a long discussion on it because we'll talk about this probably Monday. Would you rest anybody against Bayern and focus on the Premier League? Because Bayern for a draw wouldn't be the end of the world, would it?
Yeah, no. I mean, I want to see us at our very strongest in the Champions League and in the Premier League. I'd love to see us win the FA Cup, but I think that's third on the list for me. I want to see us play our strongest team against Bayern Munich. They're our biggest challenge. Let's take that challenge on full and go put the best team out we possibly can. We might see some more players return, Ferg, you know. No, strong from. What about you, Ferg?
I think at the moment, unless it's necessary due to injuries, no, your strongest 11 go out every game and you try and win every game. Even if it's in a tiddlywinks competition, you try and go out and win every game.
Yeah, I agree, Ferg. And listen, to the Tottenham fan that said to me this week, that Van der Ven is a better player than Gabriel, right? I've got to say it now. That Tottenham have got a proper player in that Mickey van der Ven.
You keep
right?
talking.
They really have got a proper player. Ferg's just gone to empty. Well, he's gone to the men's room. And he scores goals. But he's a defender. He's a defender. Look at the goals they've let in this season, right? So he's anywhere near Gabriel. I'm just going to waffle a bit till Ferg comes back. Look at every position on the field. I wouldn't swap anyone we've got. I'm missing Gyökeres badly. I don't know what people want to put in the comments, but I think that Gyökeres has been. He scored goals. Maybe we'd have liked to see him one or two more, but he scored goals. But my God, he's made some space for our wingers, and that's why Trossard and Saka are having good seasons, because Gyökeres has been moving defenders around for him and making that bit of space for him. So we miss Gyökeres more than anyone for me. We've got enough players to come in. The squad's good enough. I think we're going to be fine. I really think we're going to be fine. I'm as nervous as hell. And as soon as we've kicked off, I want the game over. You wait all week for it, hours and hours. And then after 1 minute, I want the game over. And I can't even, Fergus will tell you this, I get that nervous and that worried. At any games, I often used to end up on the concourse watching 10 minutes in the second half. And I can't do that anymore because they turn the bloody TVs off on the concourse. So I can't watch it. Listen, Ferg, you're bounced. You're smiling now because I can see you've got rid of the pain. Ferg, we've got 330 odd people watching us again on a Friday night. Our little old podcast, mate. Thank you to each and every one of you, 330 odd people. If you can give us a like on YouTube. It helps us greatly. Fergus has put the square up there. Look, and just zap that, scan it, and then it'll take you straight to like our YouTube. I never thought we'd be that technical. I have got to say it now, right? In praise of my good friend Ferg. Me and Ferg, we argue like mad, right? And sometimes we fall out, but we're like a married couple. He knows I love him, and I think he loves me too, right? But it costs Fergus a fair few quid to run this podcast. It genuinely does. So over the next couple of shows, you may find little things popping up that we might just be helping people with their businesses. Let's put it that way. We're doing it because it helps Fergus run the show, and it's not fair that he keeps spending the money. And we want to stay here because we've been growing now. We're now into our 9th year. We've been growing. We're going to keep growing, hopefully, and bringing you quality stuff. And if you've got any ideas for us for the Friday show or the Monday show, drop it on either Guns and Yellow Ribbons or my X page. Drop us a private message or a comment, and we'll look into it. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. Don't think because you might see an advert pop up, we're making any money. It just helps Fergus do the work better, and he's done a sterling.
There's adverts that come up on YouTube anyway, but hopefully we're going to get a show sponsor, which we'll trial next Monday, and let me know what you think. It won't be intrusive. It'll be a banner down the bottom and a quick 10-second logo twice in the show, and that's it.
Ding! I can't do that thing because my teeth will fly out, Ferg.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah. But no, Danny, listen, mate. Yeah, that wasn't the intent. My intention there, mate. You don't have to donate, mate. We're sorted. We're not going anywhere, hopefully, unless Fergus decides to pull the plug.
There is a way via YouTube you can do super chats and pay for them, but we've never promoted that. That's for people to find. We're not that sort of podcast. All I want to do is cover the costs. So that's it.
Exactly.
Listen, I'm going to press the end button.
Not for another 30 seconds. You can't, because I've got something else to talk about. But now you've sent me right off track, and I can't remember what it was. Not for the life of me. Oh, I remember what it was now. Yeah. The reason we do this, right? The reason we do this is because we are proper Arsenal fans, right? The reason I sometimes get angry with people when they talk about Arsenal footballers or the Arsenal manager, they might have a point at times, but I get angry because I love my club. I love the players. I went up to the Emirates yesterday with the missus and walked around the empty stadium twice, and my heart was banging. you know, and I sat there looking at the Armoury, sat on the seats out the front there, looking at the Armoury in the stadium. My missus said to me, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just looking. I'm just looking because I love this place." She said, "Are you ready to go now?" We were walking into the city. I said, "No, I don't want to go." But anyway, I did. I went. I love the Arsenal, and that's why we're here, right? That's why we're here. We're not doing anything other than loving our football club, and I'll stick up for it till my last breath. Ferg, I'm done.
Yes,
I'm
you're
finished. I promise.
We're not playing that tune again, are we? We should do one more time.
Of course we are. Come on, you Gunners. It's North London derby. Oh, Ferg, listen, right. It's got me again. I just, this weekend is just the weekend. Stick your Man United, stick your Chelsea's, stick your Liverpool, stick your Cities. This is the one. This is the game, right? And I just thought of something, Ferg. We've talked a lot about going to the game tonight and being in the stadium. All you people that are watching on the telly, you're just as important watching on your tellies. Shout and scream at the telly, throw stuff at the telly, do what you want. You're just as big a supporters as we are. Come on, you Gunners. Ferg, thank you, mate.
Yeah, I will see you at some point on Sunday. I know I'll be in the pub early. You're going to be good because you are going to look like a Biafran soon, but hey, that's different. I'll see.
Ferg, I don't think you can say that.
Can I not? I just got cancelled. But that shows my old Irish heritage upbringing. My mum used to say, "Don't worry about it."
People watching live, can you rewind and cut that last 10 seconds, please?
Right, you have been watching Guns and Yellow Ribbons, an Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Hope you enjoy Sunday as much as we intend on doing. Hope the result is the right result, and it's the Arsenal. Up the Arsenal, and fuck Spurs.
Thanks for listening to Guns and Yellow Ribbons, an Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Follow us on Facebook at Guns and Yellow Ribbons or Twitter at Guns and Ribbons. And remember to rate and review us too. Up the Arsenal.